Okay, what we have here is a Xantrex Freedom Marine 20 2000 watt 100 amp inverter charger. This has been installed on my sailboat, and it recently stopped working. You can see the date of manufacture. It was August of 2007. I bought the charger in about December of 2007. So 2008, 2009, and 2010, I guess the battery charger is about 3 years old and worked flawlessly in my service until it went belly up. I have a reasonably complicated cruising sailboat battery system with three 8D absorbed glass mat lifeline batteries installed into the house bank, and then a starter battery. And when I installed this on my sailboat, I also used the link interface and all the temperature sensors and charging sensors. So this is a part of my system, and I need this battery charger back, or one exactly like it, to not have to jump through a bunch of hoops to remanufacture my system. I took the battery charger out whenever it stopped working, and I took it to your repair facility, Southern Generator. Basically, they told me that after insulting the battery charger, saying it was corroded and improperly installed, which I don't believe that it was, told me that the cost would to repair it would far exceed the value of the battery charger, and then tried to sell me a new one. So I had them send it back to me, so they've charged me shipping and a bench fee, and here I am. Yet I just want to believe that this battery charger, as modular as it is, should be repairable and placed back in service without it costing the cost of the charger. I could be wrong, but that's what I'm after. So I have disassembled the unit. It, as I thought, was reasonably modular in its construction. The transformer, I'll leave this all up to whoever views this if they have superior knowledge to me, but I don't believe much goes wrong with a transformer once it's been put into place. I assume I'm using the proper terminology. Maybe I'm not, but it's just a series of copper windings and wrappings, and in the absence of any kind of major short, not a problem, I don't think. Maybe you can tell me different. The fan that it's attached to, a cooling fan, relatively common cooling fan that could be replaced without much charge, but I don't think there's anything wrong with a cooling fan. But my point is that I'm not interested in that. The guts of the charger, as I have disassembled them, seem to boil down to essentially 3 printed circuit boards with all their various components. This is the one that sits on the top. I hope you'll be able to see from the quality of this video, but just from looks, there doesn't appear to be anything, at issue, nor do I see any signs of great corrosion on the front or the back of this printed circuit board. This is the one that sits on the top vertically and has the controls, the micro switches and wire terminals to connect it to the link interface monitor, as well as the temperature sensor. So I disassembled this, took it apart, and I suppose that some of the internal components could be fried. I have no way of knowing how to test that, but that's one issue. There is another printed circuit board that mounts behind that vertically, a series of 2. This is the one furthest back, and just again from appearances, there doesn't seem to be any kind of issues with this board either. Perhaps you'll recognize it, and if in our discussions I can give you some part numbers, perhaps you can read that. I don't know. Also, on the first one, I don't know whether you can read these assembly numbers either. We'll see whenever I look at this on video. Okay, there's another printed circuit board that mounts on a base plate, and perhaps that's a diode or something. I'm not sure what that is mounted beside it. But at any rate, once again, relatively corrosion-free, and it seems to be unharmed from the naked eye, and in absence of, like I say, frying some of the internal components. Where the problem seems to be, and I would imagine that this charger was hit by lightning because it stopped working at a time whenever there was some lightning storms, and so as I disassemble the thing, of course, you see the scorch marks down here at the bottom. This is the second circuit board. I'm sure you can recognize it by those large blue things there, but anyway, this is a little heat shield that installs below it where it's mounted, and you can see where it was fried and where these other components are fried. I removed the heat sinks that were attached to them, and you can see that although the heat sinks themselves are fine, there seems to be some scorching that would indicate that this is where the major brunt of the problem took place. So this board itself, obviously, you can see some of the cracked components and scorched components. This has got to be a problem. Whether it's spread out to the other parts of the charger, again, I don't know. I'm trying to give you the number on this board just to read it out. It says Xantrex Technology Assembly Number 70-0136-02 REVA, I assume revision A. There are some parts of this particular component that if I replace the circuit board and the components attached to it, these copper strips here, we all know copper's pretty expensive, they're certainly removable and attachable to any new components that I hope you might be able to send me to repair my battery charger. So anyway, I've gone through the steps that I can to try to do this the way that you suggest, and of course I've come up with a 0, so I'm still trying to hope that someone at your facility will see this video and will understand what likely has gone wrong with my charger and will hook me up with the pieces and components that I can take and then reassemble this charger and make it work, instead of going out and spending $1,000+ on a new 100 amp programmable battery charger. I believe I have a good product. I believe it met a fate of lightning, and I would hope that it is repairable by replacing the damaged components and not just scrapping the whole thing and buying a new one. So I appreciate it. Thank you for your time.